It's a wonderful Wednesday in sunny Las Vegas, 76 degrees here in our wonderful city. And it is October the 5th already. We are 5 days into the last quarter of the month. And hopefully you all have been heeding my words and doing something to change your plan. Because if you don't change your plan, nothing else is going to change. Um, so where have all the buyers gone? Where have all the buyers gone? We are down 50%. We're selling 6 homes a day last month, and last year, this time we were selling 12 homes a day. So it's down 50% from a year ago, month to date. And last year today, we were selling 143 homes a day. At the end of the year, that was the average. And this year so far, because we started the year off pretty good. It says 114, but I will guarantee you that it may hit double digits. It may get off the 100 mark and down, because we only sold 85 homes per day last month, and that was September, giving us, based on 85 homes a day, 114 days of inventory if we meet that. We'll see. I'm not seeing the deals come in. I know that a lot of people just aren't making their commissions, and the commissions nowadays, they're not peanuts. You know, you do an average price home, you're making maybe $10,000, and if you're not making that, that has to impact your budget. And to me, it's a little scary. Anyway, we have 9,740 available high-rises, condos, single-family homes, and townhomes on the market. We did 58 closings yesterday, and we listed 119 homes. Now, of those single-family homes, there's 7,581 of them. 2,898 of them, or 38%, let's say, are 450,000 and under. And we just listed 37 450,000 and under homes yesterday of the 92 that we listed. So what does all that mean? A lot of numbers, a lot of percentages. What does it mean? Well, what it means is that 38% of the single family homes are in the median price range or under. So we need to get buyers buying these homes. And so what do you tell people? What do you tell them? I mean, the interest rates have gone up. We talked about the sellers offering $5,000-$10,000 toward the buyer's loan, buy down the interest rate cost. And we talked about just getting the renters to start buying. So if you start now, you may get these renters to buy come the first part of the year. And let me tell you, I know we like the low-hanging fruit, but sometimes you've got to go reach out there for the people who are going to buy in the next 3 to 6 months. And hopefully we'll all still be in business, right? I really don't think the sky is going to fall, but where have all the buyers gone? That's the big question of the day. Last October, buyers were buying a home for that median, $386,000 with 2-4% interest rates. Now it's $450,000 with 6% interest rate. So if you can get that thing bought down a percent or two, and you can reach out to people and let them know, don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait, because otherwise, if you're renting, you're paying somebody else's mortgage. And I know you're paying a premium, because they have to pay their mortgage. They have to pay their management fees if they don't manage it themselves. They have to pay for all the maintenance that's major, probably an HOA fee, and sewer and trash. So they're inflating the price of the rent so that they can make all those payments. So you can own your own home and make all those payments and probably still come out with the same monthly outlay. The big question is that you need the down payment. And hopefully we're encouraging people to save their money. And I know it's difficult in times of high inflation, but that would be the thing that you need to tell people. So how do we reach people? how do we reach all these people? And then what do we tell them? So, Jimmy and I teach Brian Buffini, and I follow Tom Ferry and all these different wonderful people that share information with us. And there's one thing I really like, and there's 5 or 6 slides here, and it's the magic of owning a home. So if you can mail this out to people, email it out to people, put it on social media. What a powerful tool we have now with social media, reaching people. And you can tell them that there is magic in owning a home. And you can say, have you been renting and thinking about buying a home? Well, the benefits of owning a home go beyond having something to call your own, typically considered one of the safest investments a person can make. And there's several other benefits of home ownership. If you're feeling financially secure, it may be time to act now. The next slide says, well, in at least 50 cities in the United States and Canada, it is cheaper to buy than rent. Before we dive in, take a look at what happens when people rent instead of own. So if you rent, you're paying the landlord's mortgages, making them more, it says more richer, but I mean, yeah, okay, so you're making them richer. Let's just go with that. And then the monthly payment is subject to increase year to year. Absolutely. We own a property management company. And every time a lease renewal comes up, the owner wants to know, what are the comps? Can I increase the rent? Even if it's $25, $75 in that range, that's still more money out of your pocket. And then constant payment that never goes away. Well, it's that constant payment that never goes away increases if you're renting. The space belongs to someone else. Yes. I mean, if you don't like the color of the carpet, or you need a new appliance, guess what? You've got to live with it. And then at the will of your landlord for changes or updates. Yes, you are at their beck and call. Now, if you own your own home, you're increasing your own wealth. I think we say that in 10 years, the renter's net worth is 5,000 or 6,000. The homeowner's net worth increases by 250,000. That is a huge difference. A fixed mortgage keeps your monthly payment constant. Now, yes, we like fixed mortgages, but I'm here to tell you that there are some good adjustable mortgages out there right now that perhaps you should look at, especially if it's a 5-year. If you're kind of they don't have the opportunity to increase it that much over a 5-year period. I think you're pretty safe there. But again, you need to seek counseling from a mortgage lender. That's not what I do. But you should definitely find out what your options are. I know that there's buy down programs right now. There's all types of things out there that could help you buy a home. And in the United States, here in the States, prepaying parts of your mortgage can reduce your debt. And we're going to go into that I have a whole slide on that, and it's really, really good. We'll go over that Friday. I'll try to remember to do that Friday because it's something that you really want to perhaps do yourself. And then when you own, it's your space. Customize it, design it however you want. And then you are your own landlord. And we don't even go into the point here of the tax advantages, because there are tax advantages. We paid about $24,000 in interest last year. And guess what? That's a write-off. $24,000, that's a lot of money, but that was the interest, and that's what we get to write off. So they don't even mention that here, which, that gets into some internal rate of returns, which you should really be able to talk somewhat intelligently about that. So let me just back up and say one more thing about that. Everybody's taxes are different, so you have to be careful. But the one thing that is true that you can say is that interest is deductible. How they do their taxes, there's so many ways to do it, but it's still a deduction, and it still plays into that payment. Not only is a deduction, but guess what? The principal goes down. So they're building equity over time as well. And then there's appreciation that comes in there. You need to be able to tell that story. Maybe with this set of slides, make your notes and chime in these additional facts when you think it's appropriate. So 75% of non-homeowners in the United States consider buying a home to be part of their American dream, and they plan to jump in eventually. So home ownership provides a place to call your own. Your home is your castle, and your home creates a sense of security. You come in, you close that door, it's a retreat from the world, and it's yours. And you belong to a community, and you know that you have a piece of that neighborhood, and it's all yours. And then there's the reminder of your achievements. Whenever you walk through the front door, you are reminded of the effort that went into obtaining that home in the first place and achieving that goal. Now, I'm reading this for the most part, paraphrasing here and there, but you need to be able to rinse and repeat this until you can tell this story, because it really has some salient points for people who are ready to buy. And when you get into the market to get into increased wealth over time. So the average homeowner has 44 times the net worth of a renter. Owning your home boosts your own worth and lets you accumulate more wealth over time. I think that's the most important thing that many people, it's important to be able to script and tell people this, but I think that they need to understand it. You might need to do a little chart. Well, here, you buy a $450,000 home. So every year, here's your principal deduction, and you can do that with a calculator. And then here's your appreciation, and you can show them that over time, they will increase their net worth. And again, here you get the write-off for mortgage interest and property taxes as well. And that saves you money come tax time. Whether you fix it up, rent it out, or resell it, real estate's value tends to increase the longer you have it, and are often less volatile than stock investments. When you buy and sell stock, you're subject to capital gains, of course, and depending on how long you kept it, you could be subject to whatever your tax rate is. So there's not all those advantages to stock ownership, but we won't get into that today. And then not only does home ownership benefit you, but it impacts the world around you. So when you have a home base that's all yours, studies show that emotional stability increases among family members. Children raised in a home that's owned by the family and find more success in math and reading and have fewer behavioral problems. And then people who own homes are more active in their community, doing more to ensure that their property remains in a neighborhood that it supports, safe and beautiful. Your neighborhood is supportive and everybody keeps it safe and beautiful. And then what a smart decision. The magic of homeownership affects your dreams, wealth, and family life. Investing in a home is a smart decision for anyone looking to increase their net worth and become more active in their community. And then, of course, call me to get started on your journey to home ownership. And then, of course, this was produced by Brian Buffini, and he says, for more information on the benefits of home ownership, tune in to The Magic of Owning a Home, episode number 226 on the Brian Buffini Show podcast. What I did this morning before I went on the air is I posted that podcast to the group, and you should really listen to it. We're going to listen to the first minute of it in when I'm done here. And when you send that to people, they're going to see all the other information that Brian Buffini has on there that relates to our economy, that relates to the state of the market, and that also has personal development, motivational podcasts. It's not just all about real estate. So they might find that they found, something, and every once in a while you can say, oh, by the way, did you listen to The Magic of Owning a Home, the podcast? And just so you know, there's other podcasts there that you might be interested in as well. And that's a reason to continue to touch base and keep in touch with people. So let's see if we can't go back here to, so we're going to listen to Brian. All righty. I'm going to.
That is in my sweet spot and something I've been wanting to talk about for quite some time. Today I'm going to be covering the magic of owning a home. For basically my entire adult life, since I was 19 years of age, real estate has been the making of me. It was the making of me in my career as a realtor and a member of the National Association of Realtors. It's been the making of me as a person who was able to provide for his own family and our own home. And it's been the making of me in regards to the primary source of my investment life has been in real estate. So as the baseball player used to say years ago, real estate been very, very good to me. And I'm very excited to share just some principles here, some that you already know and some that you might need reminding of. They call it the American dream. I've been all over the world, and it's a dream everywhere you go. Food, shelter, and clothing are the three predominant needs of humanity. And owning a home answers one of those. There's just nothing like owning your own home. You know, every time you close that door when you go into your home, that secure sound is how you feel. It's your home. Sir Edward Coke in 1604 stated that the house of everyone is to him as his castle and fortress. That became, every man is his castle is where that came from. Marvin Ashton said, home should be an anchor, a port in a storm, a refuge, a happy place in which to dwell, a place where we are all loved and where we can love. With the recent COVID-19 quarantine, stay at home.
So Brian goes on when he talks about the pandemic. He mentions how people realized that either their home was their castle or their home wasn't their castle, meaning that they wanted to buy a new home, get more space, get less space. It gave people time to be at home and think about what they wanted to do. Move up, move down. And then there's the renters. Gave them a lot of time. They were in that, listen to me, they're in that condo, they're in that rental home, they're in that apartment, wherever they are. And they're thinking of all the things perhaps they'd like to do, but they can't, right? And so I think that we have a lot of pent up renters out there. So there's this particular item of value that I want to share with you, and I will put it in the group, and it's called the purchasing pathway. And it's a step-by-step game plan for what to expect from initial consultation of all the way through to the closing of your home. And these are things that you can do a video about, you can do a podcast about, you can do a voice message about, you can send this to people. But when I said in the beginning, where have all the buyers gone? Well, they were coming out of the woodwork a year ago, but they're not. So we've got to get them out of the woodwork. And the way to do that is to give them the power of knowledge and how important purchasing is and owning a home. So this says the initial appointment. And so, you can say, well, we're going to have an initial appointment and we're going to understand your needs and wants. And then this may be the most critical meeting of our buying process. And during this appointment, the entire purchasing pathway will be discussed. So that gives them right off the bat, you're telling them that you're going to hold their hand through this whole process. And then you're going to determine the purchasing parameters. So there's 3 criteria. Your needs and wants will determine the properties we search for and the homes we initially view. And then location. So we have location, we have price, style, and condition. Those are the 3 criteria that every buyer uses to find their home. And then acquire a pre-approval. Now let's see what your John always used to say, is this charge or cash? So let's find out how much you can buy a home, the price of the home that you can buy based on your financials. And viewing homes without a pre-approval usually leads to disappointment. So, maybe you're meeting somebody for the first time, and if maybe that first meeting should include a lender that can, maybe give them a fingertip idea of where they are financially in buying a home. Or you can even send them maybe a little something to prepare them for answering the questions so that the lender can do something quickly so that you don't waste time. And then a pre-approval creates the opportunity not just to understand what they qualified for, but then decide ultimately what they can afford. because once you get into the price of the home, then you know, well, what's the insurance going to be? What are the taxes? Um, do I want a water bill? Do I want to find a place that has artificial grass or low maintenance landscaping, desert landscaping? All these things, the first three steps here we're talking about, bring up all this information. And it's critical. You're laying the foundation for this person to find a home. Well, you're going to find the home. You're going to find the home that they want to buy. So that's the next thing. You're going to view homes that provide them with you're going to provide them with information in order to make the best decision possible. So finding a home is elimination, not just a process. So John always tells people what you like is very important. What you don't like is just as important. Now, I'm not into that, into real estate that much, but last month I had the opportunity to show two homes to a lady who was a referral, and John was busy, so I went ahead and did it. And so the homes were night and day. Same floor plan, but one person had made it very trendy, as you all know what's going on out there, but the other home hadn't been updated yet, and they were the same price. So the first home, I wanted to know, what do you like? And she liked a lot about that home, believe me. And when we went to the second home, I said, now, what don't you like about this home? Because I knew already what she liked about the first home, and the second home was the one that needed updated. So she saw what she could do, because I showed her the updated home first. Then she saw what she could do with the home that wasn't updated, and figure out roughly how much that was going to cost her, and if she wanted to make an offer on that second home. Anyway, it's very important that I was showing Paige yesterday how important it is when you determine the price of a rental is to look at the photos and look at and compare this house for $1,500 a month to this house for $1,700 a month. What's the differences? And that helps you price a home, and it also helps you when you're finding a home for renters. But more importantly, when you're finding a home for a buyer. So then you're going to go over writing the contract, and then the earnest money. You want to make sure that they have earnest money. And then the home inspections. This, of course, as you know, is where I think I see people spending most of their time. The seller's agents anxiously awaiting for that inspection report, as well as the buyer's agent, as well as the buyer, as well as the seller, because they want to know, okay, this is like the pivot to me. This is the pivot point. Once you have that inspection, you kind of know where we're headed. And once you get through that, and I don't know, it seems to always be controversial between what the buyer wants and what the seller's willing to do. But that's where your negotiating skills come in. Then the final walkthrough, and then the closing documents, and then their home. And don't forget the percentage of orphaned buyers. What that means is that you sell somebody a home and then you never contact them again. Well, they have people. They know people, friends and family. Oh, by the way, if you have a friend or family member who is interested in buying a home, would I be the realtor that you would recommend? And it's also, don't forget about getting testimonials. I missed that up here. When you find the home and they're all excited about it, that's when you get the testimonial, not after it closes. Don't wait. Just say, oh my gosh, Sally was so great. She found us this home. We just love it. We've made the offer, whatever they say. But at that point in their mind, they're still part of the journey that they're going to express in a testimonial. And you need testimonials for your Google business page. I'll tell you that right now. You can't load them all up at once. You have to do like 3 or 4 a day if you have some stored away that you haven't published yet, but or that you could call 2 or 3 people a day and get testimonials. The point is that Google will think it's spam if you do too many at once. Anyway, so these are some things that can help you rattle those buyers. Come on. This is what my show today is all about, getting buyers. Where have all the buyers gone? Well, you need to find them, and you need to find them. And these little tips, the magic of owning a home. How beautiful is that? This to me is like a no-brainer. If you can express this in the right way, why wouldn't someone want to buy versus rent? Now, there's reasons, but for the most part, there's a lot of renters that are just on the fence. And all they need is information to make an intelligent decision about their future. So this is really a great thing to send them. And then this is something, once you get a buyer on the phone, or you have a renter that you rented a home a couple 6-7 months ago to somebody, reach out to them and say, okay, let's get ready. Let me educate you on the purchasing pathway, and start those conversations. And then this great the Magic of Owning a Home podcast that Brian Buffini did. Please, that is a great thing to send your renters, your potential buyers. And if you're doing some of the things that we suggested earlier in the year, and you are target marketing people that have been in 2-story homes for 25 years, and they're probably getting ready to move, it's time to reach out to them, as well as the other. I think we had 7 different categories of people that might be ready to move at some point. So you can reach out to them as well. Let me just go here. When you reach out to these people, segueing to some items of value here. Here is looking for a beautiful home. Can I help? This is a Halloween you can put this in a card. You can put it as a pop-by tag and put some little goodies in there. Some great ideas out there of what to put in the goodie bag. Don't forget to put something that they can remember you by, not just for Halloween. And I'm going to post these in the group today. Here's another one. No tricks, just treats. Thank you for your referrals. And of course, if you have a farm, if you've got past clients, this is perfect for them. And then you have, don't let this housing market give you a scare. Call me for details if you dare. I love this one. This is a great one to send to renters, people that perhaps they've been in that house for 25 years. It's a 2-story. They probably should downsize. And I say this to everybody, remember, these sellers have equity in their home. The market went up, appreciation was 18% last year. There's equity there. And so they can afford to move and take some of that equity, downsize, have a lower payment, get the new seller to help them buy down the mortgage, and so on. So anyway, this one's a good one to get sellers, which will become buyers, hopefully. And then can I creep it real? Okay, this is not one of my favorites, but anyway, I'm never too busy for your referrals. This might appeal to maybe the younger people. I don't know. I'm not. Who knows? It's just me. So you can determine what to do with this one. That's my show for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that. Let's see. I love this one. I hope that you have a wonderful Wednesday. Please give me a like or subscribe to my channel. Invite people to join the group. I'm going to post all these items of value, all these helpful things for you on the group today, so that you can find the buyers. They're out there somewhere. We've got to find them. I love you all. Have a great day. Have a great Wednesday. I will see you Friday.